Clank, Rayman Legends, Fractured Butthole, The Last of Us Remastered, and Star Wars Battlefront 2.
See, I noticed you played the Stick of Truth, but you only had like one trophy, and I noticed there was one like almost all of us have got.
Too many trophies. I just like the story of it because it was fucking hilarious. You follow Cartman for a lot of it, and it's just I love Cartman.
No, I know,
So
you fight fucking Yoga Joy and the K. And I love how his group's the KKK and it's got Token in there.
Yeah, I didn't even look at any of the fucking trophies for that shit. I was just like, nope, I just
Well,
want to play
I didn't
shit.
even really like the hidden trophies I got just by doing dumb, senseless shit that I thought was kind of funny in my own head. Like, when I walked into that abortion thing, I killed you know, like one of the dead baby fetuses, and I just kind of walked up to it, and I'm like, yo, it'd be hilarious if I just walked up and fired it on it, and I did it, and it was like, gone way too far, and I'm like, what, that's a trophy? And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, of course it's called way too far, like, you've just gone way too far.
Yeah, you farted on a fetus.
Yeah, on an aborted Nazi fetus, nonetheless.
Yeah, but yeah, I love that game, man. So if you want, I found my password the other day and shit on my phone. I'm pretty sure it's my most recent one. If it's not, I can literally just fucking reset it.
I was gonna say, I think like the Fractured Butthole was like literally that and God of War I could probably buy simultaneously if everything's
God of War
that cheap.
is a fucking beautiful game.
Yeah, I know my buddy Redbeard had that one too, and I got to see a bit of the intro to it, but we didn't play it very much.
It looks so fucking good. It's just, when you play it, you gotta literally forget everything that you've ever known about God of War.
Which,
it kind of tells you about it too. It's in the beginning, there's a cutscene, not a cutscene, like a little talking scene between him and his son where he's like,
see, I only played bits and pieces of all the other Gods of War.
Yeah, so you won't really need to forget too much, but you kind of will have to just put all that other shit that you have seen in the back of your mind, because it's really nothing the same. It's kind of like, literally his weapon is an axe, but he throws it like Mjolnir. So he throws it and he could fucking use it and he could pull it back, kind of like Mjolnir.
Okay, yeah.
Like it'll come back to him because he's in. When it was made, it was imbued with magic and shit like that that was made it able to be called back. So basically, the same magic that was implanted in Mjolnir was implanted in your axe. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then just the cinematics alone, it was the whole game was shot on one camera too. There's no fucking cuts. There's no genuine cuts. So the whole thing's just one fucking shot. And I think this is the only game that's ever done it. Like, just one whole shot the whole time.
I listed his accomplishments, that's hardly a statement.
But trust me, if you download this game, God of War, the newer one, you'll fucking understand what I went through for the trophy. You'll understand, Travis. It's not hard. It's just very boring. It's very boring. Finding all these fucking ravens, especially without YouTube. Are you fucking kidding me? I used YouTube for like 20 of them, but no, there's a lot of them.
Oh, one of those other collectible things I got a Gallivant after, like Red Dead, and dinosaur bones and shit. Awesome. I mean, like, I've magically gone up in zoologist this time. I studied apparently more animals than I should have at some point in this story. Than I ever have in my last playthroughs. It's probably because I actually studied a lot of animals in Guarma, but I know about that glitch where if you go back to help Javier, go back and virtually study and skin the animals and then complete the mission, it actually successfully reads that you have all this shit and brings apparently the skins will actually register from the missions back to you in real life in your player mode, and it'll actually register in your Campodium you studied and killed them even though you were fucking in Guarma for 5 seconds to do a mission, and you just happen to, like, it's a way people have figured out Guarma, a glitch for Guarma. You just replay the mission to help Javier out. It's one of the most simplest missions, and there's a stone wall that Dutch asks you to wait near while he goes in. You hop that wall, you complete it, whatever, and then you can go up to Dutch again and finish off the mission. Because it won't fucking tell you to go back to Dutch if you take off, because Dutch is doing whatever, right? Just says wait.
Just wait.
Yeah, so it's like actually a little interesting factor. I just found it's a way that you can glitch Guarma without having to redo it. So if you really want to rush through Guarma to complete the storyline, you can just happen to go back, study the fucking 10 animals that you're lucky to find that aren't in the US. I think there is 10 whole fucking different animals. I've already studied all the birds and I think one of the snakes. I think there's one other snake I need to find and that's about it.
I wonder if there's gonna be an update tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't know. I wonder what they're gonna do about the legendary bounties. Come tomorrow.
I don't know.
Because I know tomorrow I'll be playing Mortal Kombat 11 for like 5-10 minutes to check out Sindel.
Yeah.
Because I get her unleashed tomorrow, but I know I'll be playing a lot of Friday lately because it's like I'm almost at 113.
Freaking Marvel's Avengers is coming out in 2020, and I think you can actually pre-order it now. I want to see if I can. Why can't I find pre-orders?
And then I got another silver trophy in NHL 20. I got Kids of Beauty for doing the in-between shot goal. And then there's a way to do a deke, and then in the middle of the deke you can pass it, and then if Buddy can score a goal, you'll get another trophy, so good the fuck luck. And then score a goal by flipping the puck back against the grain from the backhand toe drag in any mode. So pretty much you gotta do a toe drag backhand, a backhand toe drag into deke, and then fucking shoot it midway into the deke, and you'll get flipped the biscuit if you can score a goal. And that's a goal to fucking trophy because only 4.7 ever get it. So I guarantee you everybody puts it on rookie and plays in like shutout mode to get that. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I think I did the between the legs. I know I did it on rookie, but I think I did it in threes mode. I played like an exhibition threes mode with Toronto against like the Barrie Colts. Play a shitty team. Whatever. I don't care. There's like, yeah, I still got to do a lot of my franchise modes. So like my CHL scout, my cup champs, you're hired. I got probably have to rehire and fire. Should probably fire the coach and rehire Babcock. He should be an A+ rating. Should get that trophy right there. Trophy right there. Coaching royalty. Oh yeah, I gotta have my coach win the Jack Adams Award. Okay, you can win that, and then I'll fire you and hire you. Alright, what do I need? Oh yeah, 3 circuit. Unless you actually fix that lately, because I think that's going to be an update for tomorrow. Is they're supposed to fix the 3 circuit mode because it's having the same issue as last year's game, and I think your game, if it had NHL 3s for a circuit mode where you go to play through it, and it would not save at first until an update came like a lot later, like usually a year later into the patch, and they caught on to that a lot earlier this year. So they were like, yeah, no, we'll fix that as soon as possible. And I'm like, thanks, because I actually have an old school saved circuit and I'd like to complete that again. Threes mode was fun, and you got to play as a lot of old legends that you can only get in your ultimate team if you're really good. Like I can get a lone Matt Sundin for my online team. He's only good for so many games, and then or 3 full days, and then he's gone. Like, I'm not gonna jam out for 3 full days playing nothing but NHL 20 because I got the fucking old captain of the Leafs. Like, when I permanently unlock Matt Sundin, maybe. But there's a way to permanently unlock him, but I want him, and I'm gonna name him captain because in the Ultimate Team I figured out how to put captains and shit on players. Put certain attachments on certain people, and now it's actually a little bit fun doing that shit. I don't know, I'm a pretty decent coach when it comes to fucking coaching staff and finding good players. In hockey games, it's just the literal fact that I control the player, so obviously if I know they're good overall, they're gonna be good. I don't care if they get along in reality. It's a video game. I can coach anybody in a video game. But if I also know them to be a hitter and shit, I will use them as that actual fucking, I will use them properly if I know what their play style is. Like, I know Taidomi is an unlockable character for online. If I can get him, man, he's going to be my scrapper. No question about it. He's going to be definitely my enforcer. I used Tim Horton as a half enforcer, and he was a dope one. But he could also score goals if I wanted him to. Because I know Tim Horton was a decent defenseman like that. He played in the league where defensemen had to play two-way hockey, and that's what Babcock needs. He doesn't need just one-way defense. He needs defense that can play defense, but can also use a good, like, distant shot and get a goal. That's two-way defense. Your defense isn't supposed to be up playing forward. It's supposed to be near the blue line, protecting still closer to your side of the ice, and they're supposed to have more of a good slap shot than a wrist shot.
Yeah.
And they don't really have that on the Leafs, and also if they can't take a hit, deliver a hit, what makes you think they have the weight to manage to get nudged a bit if somebody else comes at them and hits them enough, but they can make you know what I mean? They knock them on balance, but they still get a decent enough shot. That's probably their weight's not enough to hold them steady. That's what probably fucks a lot of their defense over. If they weighed probably a bit more, they'd be able to fucking probably get a little bit more accuracy on that puck when they're getting knocked around. Just a touch. It'd only be more of a fucking lighter hit, and they'd wobble a bit less or something. You know, actually be able to stand a bit more accuracy on that shot. But most of them are fucking small guys. Like, fuck, if they hit Chara, they go through the boards, and if they hit Chara, they go through the boards. Like, they just go boop and bounce off the guy. It'd be like hitting the ropes in the WWE.
Yeah, so I guess that's available for pre-order on May 15th, 2020. Still a little bit away, just to pre-order the bitch.
Yep.
Okay. It's not on fucking PlayStation right now. Pre-order.
Yeah, no, it hasn't even been double XP on Friday. Just been having really lucky games where I'm not dying, I'm usually escaping, and then on top of that, somebody kills Jason.
Yeah, now it's like once a month, but I think we're gonna get it, if anything.
Yeah, it's just literally, I've been hitting really good, talented lobbies where we all do our jobs. As higher levels tend to actually play the game properly now, because we're sick of fucking being idiots. We all notice it's the lower levels, so if you get in a lobby with one or two lower levels, you know you're gonna have a fun game, it's gonna be decent, most of you are gonna live there. Jason, my favorite is those younger ones. Oh, I'm gonna come in and slaughter the lobby. Dude, did you not check out my level? I'm a level 100 and something. I will run circles around you because you're not even thinking I have thick skinned, let alone legendary thick skinned. I've had so many Jasons bitch at me for that lately. Like, so many are slashing me and they're like, dude, why aren't you dead yet? Why aren't you dead yet? Why are you still running? And then I plug in my mic and I'm like, I have a legendary thick-skinned.
Legendary.
And a marathon perk, like if I had a legendary marathon that didn't fuck with my speed, I think Adam overall could be a dope player. If you can get a legendary marathon that doesn't fuck with your speed. And maybe the fastest escape artist time, like who cares if you don't get the bonus back in your stamina. If you can only have like 1 or 2 clicks and you're back out of his grip, that could save you from a try-hard head punch or something. Like that could literally save your ass from so many grab kills. Actually, as it is, I think I have that on Mitch, and I think it's pretty much like that, because I know with Adam I tap it twice and I'm virtually like out, because I know my composure's not much lower than the stoners. I'm a metalhead. So. I guess that guy doesn't fear like Jason that much. It's like, yeah, I'll just fuck fight him. Listen to music, get all pumped up to take on this fucker.
Well, that's what I used to do. But that's what I don't know. I'm on Friday right now, I guess.
No, I'm just doing my quick 1 zombie tier skip because I don't feel like playing Blood of the Dead. I'm only doing the 15 tiers levels.
Sure.
Being lazy with my zombie tier skip today. I'm at least getting 3 cases out of this deal because I'm playing 9 and gonna get 150 kills with a pack-a-punch weapon, so that's useful to get 2 cases, and then I get fucking 1 case for getting to level or is it 2 for getting that? No, it'd be 2 because I get 1 for doing that tier skip.
I also need to fucking get an external hard drive for my PlayStation, so that's another like $100 for a terabyte hard drive.
But no, not many people are really saying I'm a terrible Jason. More or less, people are fearing me when they see me come play.
No, you're
Jason.
not a bad Jason. I don't know why people would say that.
No, I'm just more of a smarter one. Like, I just know how to play with each style. I'm used to the whole certain ones not having as many traps. And I know certain ones aren't as good until you get to level 113.
Yeah.
Once you hit 113, you're a versatile Jason. You know what you do at that point for if you want a PhD in murder? Use part 3 and 4 Jason, and weapon swap them. Part 4 especially, I watched a guy use a pickaxe as part 4. 3 hits, the door was fucking through and he was in my house. I was like, what the fuck, guy?
Yeah, I know.
It depends on the Jason. 4 is a weapon specialist. He's not meant for his special abilities. He's meant to fucking slaughter you with a weapon and to grab your ass. Yeah. He's a straight up grab and slaughter dude. He's a destruction Jason. He's not meant for fucking specialty tricks and traps and throwing knives.
I watched Jason versus Freddy, or Freddy versus Jason the other day. It's so bad. It's so bad.
I own it.
I just remembered how fucking bad the acting is in those fucking movies. It was so bad.
I mean, I think they had the classical guys play the horror villains, but I mean, everybody outside of them was so fucking terrible.
Bad, bro. I don't mean to shit on one of your favorite genres, but in my opinion,
no. I mean, like, noticeably. I mean, outside of the horror villains, man, usually the acting is quite bad. I mean, Tobin Bell made a great Jigsaw. Rupert Englund makes a great Freddy, and Kane Hodder made a great Jason.
Jason doesn't really have to act, though. That's what I'm saying. Jason, you can't really say he made a great Jason. What? He was big and ugly.
Well, Kane Hodder has played Jason since the dawn of time, and that's who played Jason in this movie.
No,
so
but
he didn't
I
really
get that. I'm just saying, you can't really compliment his acting. You can compliment his walking.
Yeah, I know.
He walks so damn good. It's crazy.
Yeah, I know. That's all Jason's acting ability is. Like, can you walk?
That's what I'm saying.
Can you walk and swing a machete and fucking kill somebody?
It's basically when they were auditioning for Jason. It's like, okay, the first one to get here, fucking basically is Jason. First big tall dude to get here, Jason.
Yeah.
There's no script, bro.
I know.
No script. You're good. You're good. You're good. Just gotta walk.
I get what you're meaning, but I mean, like, Rupert Englund, I can't see many people really trying. He wants to retire as Freddy and take somebody else, but I can't see too many people other than maybe Johnny Depp or Kevin Bacon maybe being able to do something.
Freddy's a little bit different, though, because he actually has a lot of lines, and he actually has to act and shit like that.
And that's where it's like with Freddy, he's a hard one to really replace, because Robert Englund has been fucking, he's been Freddy since forever.
Michael Myers and shit like that, anyone could really play that. It's just, you just have to be tall. And for Jason, you just have to be
I was gonna say, Jigsaw is a pretty complicated role, because he's got attack.
Nah, bro, just get a midget.
Well, I mean, like, well, no, that's really Billy the Puppet you're thinking of. I'm thinking the old man that actually runs the traps and shit. Like, I mean, like, his acting alone as Jigsaw was phenomenal. He made a great Jigsaw. Like, he was very soft-spoken and shit, and just the way he could manage the rules, and, like, it could be, like, the biggest life, like, in the first movie there, where Buddy's about to get drilled in the neck, and he's, like, so calm about telling the cops the rules and the keys.
Yeah, like, dude, even Halloween, like, I have to admit, I'm not trying to be biased, but, like, Halloween's the only horror movie I ever kind of semi-liked, I guess, a little bit. But the newer one has decent acting in it, because it has a decent cast in it. It has a decent set of fucking actors in it.
Yeah.
What's her face is in it? What's her face? Fucking what's her name? What's her face? You know who I'm talking about, though. Yeah, her. She's fucking one of the most well-known people ever, and one of the most.
Yeah, and I am like, The Conjuring was alright. I mean, that's based on a real movie. 1408 wasn't too bad. The new It's alright.
Real events. It was a movie based on real events.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre is pretty much the only slasher that you can't really say that, like, that one's really pretty much bad for played. It's like, man, that's a true story, so it's like, oh man, I can give that a round of applause. That was pretty good.
I watched, I think, one of them.
I know, okay, Leatherface doesn't really talk, he grunts and moans and makes goofy noises.
I watched The Wax House, I think is what it's called. Do you remember that movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the fucking whole house at the very end starts melting.
Yeah, and then the only other horror movie, I guess comedy I kind of got into is like Tremors, and I guess that's more of an action thriller than horror.
Yeah, no, the only horror comedy I ever like, the only horror movie version of anything I ever liked was Scary Movie.
Yeah,
and it wasn't really horror, it was just a lot of jump scares.
And I mean, I like 30 Days a Night, that one where they're in fucking the pure darkness with the vampires up in the territories there for 30 straight days.
Situation.
Yeah, but then again, they actually made a realistic situation that if vampires actually appeared there, it would fuck your ass up.
Well, no shit, they're vampires and you're in pitch black.
For 30 fucking days, yeah, you know, the Arctic 30-day cycle. Could you imagine a vampire fucking infestation in the 30 Days a Night
I got a whole month to fuck you guys up. Don't worry, I'll take my time.
Oh, it wasn't even like one vampire, it was like a fleet of them, like 20 of the fuckers, and they were like turning people into them in the town and shit. Oh my god, the only way the cops were able to save is because the cop's grandma grew dope and, you know, the light's strong enough to act like the sun towards them so it could kill them. But yeah, no, that was like the best part of that whole movie.
Hello? 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 Okay then.
But yeah, no, I get what you're saying. For more, most horror movies, there's not really much acting to the movies. For the horror one, at least.
They're very low budget though, that's why.
Well, even the first Saw movie was low budget, but you know what? At least the fucking horror villain has an acting job. He lays in the middle of the floor.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Have a good day. But, well, that's kind of weird because I literally just clicked the. I called back this person that literally just called, and they said they didn't call, but they're in my logs as they just called at 3:47.
Jesus Christ.
But apparently, I hate people like that. I don't think I called you, but I did call you. It's like, yeah, you fucking called me, man. Don't lie.
Yeah.
You called me. You called me. An asshole. But yeah, no, that's why I don't know. I'm defending them a little bit because yeah, most horror movies were low budget. Halloween's not. The recent Halloween wasn't, and that's because of a lot of fucking different shit. It wasn't a high budget movie either, though, by any means. It just wasn't extremely low like every other fucking summer camp ass horror movie. Because all you need for that is a bunch of fucking teenagers.
Kind of low budget, but I was gonna say after like Saw 2 and
Saw
3,
2, yeah, because you need a lot of props and shit like that.
Like after Saw 2 and 3, I'd say that was more of when the Saw 3 more props. But after and effects really for 3 because of the gore, you know, prototypes they'd have to build and shit. But I mean, other than that, like 3 onward is all fucking money fested because it was like all fucking death.
And the worst part, when I was watching fucking Freddy vs. Jason, you know the part where they're both in hell in the boiler room fighting each other?
Yeah.
That's the stupidest fucking shit ever. I hate you for liking that movie.
It's not that I so much like it.
That scene sucked so much ass. They were being thrown around fucking like, bro. It was CG because they're both that way, but it looked like they were fucking being thrown around on wires.
Yeah, I know. I don't.
Because they were flying around the fucking room. I'm like, bro. Like, what the fuck is happening here?
I know.
Like, how? Just because you're fucking in hell, you're able to fucking throw 300-pound dude fucking 20, 70, or 20 to 30 feet up in the air? No. And throughout the whole movie, Freddy's fucking Jason up, basically, and then just at the very end, one stab, Jason done. And then Freddy done. And then they walk out of the water. And Freddy winks.
Nope. I just have it because technically it's a part of both of the franchises.
No, I know. There was a couple actors in there that I knew that are like from nowadays, but yeah, I don't know. I just the main chick in that movie is one of the actors I knew. I think she's on Riverdale now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Fucking, I do not like those movies. I don't know what it is, man. I don't know why my mom and you like them so fucking much. I don't know.
I'm more of a Saw person. Like, I'm more of the torture porn style of Saw.
You like that whole genre. You like that whole genre of the thing. You don't really care about poor acting in that movie as long as it's like that kind of genre, like gory and stuff like that. That's kind of how my mom is, but not so much for gore, but like scares. She's more into like fucking jump scares and shit like that. So Michael Myers,
I don't mind like Friday the 13th because of the game. I got into more of the later movies besides just the earlier ones. I haven't seen the remake
my mom
yet.
Likes Halloween, I'm saying, because of the jump scares, not so much gore. Just
I don't mind the newer Halloween because it was more gory, and then the other older ones.
Within the first 15 minutes, he racked up more kills than every single movie all combined before. Yeah. And that's an actual thing. In the first 15 fucking minutes, he racked up more kills than in every other movie combined.
Yeah, it's like, alright.
Well, it's because right off the bat, fucking, he goes and kills the guard or some shit in the asylum, and then fucking, okay, if I was Michael at this point in time, I would kill these 4 fucking teenagers that came to me too, for their fucking school project, and put my mask up in my face, after how many years I've been in this prison, bruh. If you did that to me, bruh, and I'm a psychopath, I'm coming after your asses first. I'm coming after all your asses first. And that's exactly what he does. He's like, I'm going to get my fucking mask back. And he goes to these kids and fucking just marks them. He's like, give me my fucking mask.
No, I got into the whole backstory of the actual Jigsaw having cancer, and then he tried to commit suicide, and that's what started him in this whole acting. And then it was like cool how he had like side people, but really the only one that was really following the rules and being the real Jigsaw kind of figure the whole time after he died was the doctor that most people presumed was dead after he cut off his foot in the first movie.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like slight details. If you're a major fan, you can kind of tell in number 2 if you remember, if you watch the series in order. When you first see the first opening scene when like fucking the guy is going to put the key in his eye, and you see him dragging that foot, and the first thing you probably remember from the last movie is, hey, is that the same foot the doctor cut off? And then you start noticing like there are incisions in very odd places that only a doctor could probably put the key in, and a cop would fuck up that operation. That's what really got me, was all these keys popping up in rib cages and in front of eyeballs and in odd places where it's a guy. And then that one where it's like the guy had his eyes sewn shut and the guy had his mouth sewn shut. I'm like, there are so many nerves right there. Only a doctor would know where every one of those are.
Holy fuck.
When you really think about some of the ways they were starting to fucking make people have disadvantages.
That's why people started thinking Jack the Ripper was a medical student or something like that, because how he emboweled women and shit like that so quick and yet so clean.
Well, most people, in all fairness, when you watch the Saw series, right, you see the doctor cut off his foot, you see him crawl out, and you think he's dead. Like he's like, he's already lost enough blood when he crawled out. You're like, he didn't live. He says he's going to get help, he's done. You see Jigsaw walk out after, you probably think the guy died of blood loss.
Not really, you just have to fucking singe the foot.
Yeah, no, that's what he did. He singed the foot, he passed out, and luckily Jigsaw was able to drag him out to help him as soon as he fucking did that.
You would still probably die over time if you didn't get any help, but like all you would really have to do to not bleed out is find any fucking flame like big enough to fucking stick
it was a hot steam pipe. He pretty much did that with a steam pipe.
Yeah. As long as it hits a certain temperature, you can just fucking...
Oh, yeah, he made sure of it. I saw him put his hand up. He made sure it was like one of those really hot steam radiators or whatever, where he's like, oh, yeah, I'll make sure it's nice and hot first.
Yeah, and just fucking...
Yeah, that's what he did to pretty much stop the bleed, but Jigsaw walked out fast enough after to help him that... They show that in the 7th one, I think, that the Jigsaw made it out to help him, which pretty much it pieces the Doctor to reveal himself for the end of the 7th, so that's when you find out the Doctor from the first movie was really behind it. But it hit it so virtually well, unless you notice, you know, like I said, those small trap enclosurements where you notice the certain odd ones that would let the people actually live from them. And usually those ones contain some high surgical involvement, where the eyes were sewn shut, the mouth was sewn shut of that one lawyer in the beginning of number 4. One of them got to live because that lawyer lived later on to do a trap with the cop Eric Matthews there from number 2 that got his head crushed at the ice at the end of that movie, and the other detective there that was pretty much Jigsaw, or framed to be Jigsaw. Hoffman that was pretty much brutalizing people for the sake of it and pretending to be Jigsaw. He got aboard for pretending to be him at first. In number 5 it shows his sister was murdered, and he used the Jigsaw traps to murder the killer and get away with it. And Jigsaw figured it all out.
The only other horror movie, like, genre that I ever cleared this series of was Final Destination.
I think we have a few of those downstairs. My mom bought them, she's never watched them.
Yeah. My mom and my sisters used to like them, and the only thing I can specifically remember was there was one scene where this guy got his head chopped in basically half by a train that was going... there was something on the track that was like a piece of metal or something like that, and the train hit it, and it sent it flying at him, and it fucking just clean cut his fucking head in half.
Yeah.
And then just boom, top half, gone.
Yeah, no, past the Saw, Final Destination, like the few fucking actual slashers, I don't mind for the odd movies in their series, except for the Texas Chainsaw on Friday, really. I like the whole series to that.
I watched Wrong Turn, but I don't think I watched the very last one. I just remember another...
I watched most of that series, and I could dig them. They were pretty entertaining.
Well, I don't know. I'm not a very gory liking person. I don't like gore at all, really. No,
I like Mr. Gigglesworth there, that lead dude that was like, never mind the way they torture people. I fucking laughed every time that idiot would run through the bush giggling, trying to kill people. You know that fucking odd giggle he always throw off too? He'd be like running through the bush doing like this goofy ass giggle trying to murder people. I'd always laugh at him. I'd be like, yeah, you always murder them, but you have to give off some sort of goofy giggle when you're doing it.
Because he's psycho.
No, I get he's psycho, but it's like, I swear to God, he's so inbred that the laugh just had to came out goofy, and I'm like, man, that's the goofiest laugh I've ever heard.
That he's psycho. That's why he laughs like that. Hence why Joker laughs like that, is because he's fucking batshit crazy. He's so batshit crazy that he's sane.
Well, most Batman villains are kind of odd.
Joker's not even odd, though. He's just fucking very confusing. You can't get a handle on him. He doesn't want anything else.
Where we place the Riddler?
Riddler is batshit crazy.
Well, I don't know. He seems to be pretty intelligent before he was batshit crazy.
You can be intelligent and still be batshit crazy.
Okay, he's both.
Because he's batshit crazy, and he comes up with some pretty fucking hard riddles that the average person ain't gonna solve.
Well, I was going to say the way they really interrogate him, I'm going to say if his backstory is really true, that he used to work for Wayne Enterprises, came up with that whole idea, then, like, you know, he's a pretty smart fucking guy to be able to manipulate your brainwaves and steal them. That's where I was going. Like, if the Riddler's backstory is as true as it is that he used to work there, and that's what he invented and got fired for, then he's a fucking intelligent-ass guy.
He was tired of people taking credit for his work, and I think he quit. Or it's either I know for sure that he was tired of people taking credit for his work and him not getting anything like in return. But I don't know if he quit from that or if he got so pissed that he started this brainwave shit, and that's what got him fired, and he just took it further. So, but it's one of those two. But I know he was pissed off that that other people in his lab and shit were taking his ideas and claiming that it was theirs.
Yeah.
Not giving him any recognition, which I'd be kind of pissed too, but I wouldn't go as far as to fucking dress up in a onesie with a fucking bunch of question marks all over and be like, riddle me this! If that motherfucker popped up and be in front of me, I'd kick him in the nuts and be like, riddle me that! Where'd your balls go? That's the newest riddle you gotta solve, son. I got your answer. 3 feet up into your fucking stomach. You gotta be brushing your teeth and tasting your nuts, son. Fucking, when you really look at it, all his villains, they're all fucking just weird. Yeah. The Penguin, he's a fucking guy, like a chubby small dude that was the mayor of fucking Gotham at one point, and got obviously put in jail for a bunch of fucking fraud, like a bunch of criminal shit that he was doing in the background of that. And then he became a fucking penguin because he has a pointy ass nose, and he has a background with penguins for some fucking reason.
And he has and in the original movie, he had that birth defection that made his hand look like a fucking flipper.
Yeah, it looked like a flipper. Yeah, I don't know if that was actually in the comic. I didn't read too many comics as a kid, so I don't know if that was.
No, genuine, but you at least you understand where I'm coming from. That was like in the Batman Returns movie. Like that was his back origins there.
Some movies genuinely take right from the comic, but a lot of movies and TV shows tend to like a lot of it is mostly them. Like the Flash TV show that I watched, they do some comic book shit, like a lot of it, but they piece it together with their own shit. Like right now, in a couple weeks, we're about to start the biggest fucking crossover event ever with basically every superhero show ever on the CW network. So there's Black Lightning, fucking Legends of Tomorrow, fucking Batwoman now, Arrow, which is in the final season right now. It's only like 11 episodes or some shit. It's doing the crossover and ending. Supergirl, fucking, is that it? Yeah, I think that's it. And then basically a bunch of other superheroes are coming in from other fucking universes. So there's gonna be 3 different Supermans, a couple from comic books in the crossover. There's gonna be a few Flashes. There's gonna be a bunch of different shit. It's gonna be fucking crazy. Like, everyone's hyped. Like, anyone that's ever watched any CW show continuously, like I have, is hyped for this event. It's been fucking... I started watching The Flash when it came, like, right when it came out, and that's my favorite show altogether. But this crisis has basically been 6 years, just over 6 years in the making. So and it's been hinted at right from the first episode, too. So that's why we're so excited from it, because from the very first episode of Flash, we saw this newspaper article from the future that says the Flash disappears in weird red storm crisis, basically. And it changed over the seasons, but the message basically stayed the same, that the Flash disappeared. And then in one of the last seasons, his daughter showed up in the future, and it was revealed that she's really there to basically make it so he doesn't disappear in the future, like change the past so he doesn't disappear in the future and she doesn't grow up without him, because he disappeared when she was like a baby, or 3, or some shit like that. He disappeared when he was 3 and she's 20 something now, and so fucking she goes back and does that shit, but at the very end of it she basically gets erased from fucking time. And so basically when they have their kid now, like Barry Allen the Flash and Iris West his wife, when they have their kid now, yes, they'll still have Nora, most likely, which is their daughter, but it won't be the same Nora. It'll be, like, her personality will be completely fucking different, because she won't have grown up without her father and fucking been angry at her mother for her whole life. She'll know about her powers, that she's a speedster right off the bat, and instead of being suppressed her whole fucking life and shit like this. And so her whole mentality will be changed, and that's why they're upset about it. Because the Nora they got to know for like 4 months or some shit like that, 6 months, is now gone. And they had to watch it, which will go down. And now we're at the point where this season has started off with Barry basically training the team to be able to continue on without him when he dies, because he's been told, and he's even seen himself, that he has to die in the crisis for everyone else to live. It's kind of like a Doctor Strange moment where he saw like a bunch of thousands of futures, and the only one that fucking everyone else survives is the one that he dies. So it's kind of like a Tony Stark moment. But yeah, so he's been, for the past like 6 episodes, he's been helping everyone else cope with the fact that he's gonna die, and it's almost guaranteed that he's gonna die. And the next episode, which is tomorrow, seems like it's gonna be about him coming to grips with the fact that he is gonna die, like himself. He needs to realize that he's actually fucking disappearing. So I think it's going to be about him and his wife and shit like that mostly, because he hasn't done anything with his wife about this whole fucking issue. But yeah, it's kind of like a mini Marvel fucking universe, because they pieced it all fucking together and shit like that, so it's like a small Marvel fucking universe, cinematic universe, but on TV. Which we'll have soon for Marvel. That'll be on Disney Plus, I'm guessing. All these fucking Marvel TV shows that they're coming out with, because they're coming out with a fucking... You remember in Infinity, was it Endgame, where Loki... Have you seen Endgame?
Yeah.
Okay, do you remember the scene where Loki gets the cube and disappears when they went back in the past? No, I'm guessing. Okay.
Okay, so yeah, no, I may have missed that actual scene of the movie, but...
Okay, they go in the past basically to get the Tesseract, which is the blue cube, and they mess up a little bit, and Loki ends up getting his hands on it. Instead of being transported to Asgard with Thor, he gets the cube and disappears into an alternate, like, into a portal, basically, and goes away. And so, that's going to be its own TV show, what Loki did from that moment on. It's going to be, because Loki dies in Infinity War, so we don't have any more story of him, but when they went in the past, he lived instead of died, so fucking, that's an alternate reality now, and we're going to follow that. We're going to follow Wanda and Vision on a TV show, which I don't know, fucking meh. There's going to be a, what's his face? I forget his, fuck. I forget what's his face. The Winter Soldier and someone else, what's his face? Rhodey. I forget his name. Fuck. The guy that gets Captain America's shield at the end of Endgame. I forget his fucking superhero name and shit like that. But it's gonna be him and fucking Winter Soldier together, him and Bucky, in their own series. Yeah, there's gonna be quite a few of them. It's different Marvel TV shows that are coming out following the actual Marvel movies. I think there's gonna be Black Widow. I don't know. I know there's a movie coming out soon, but I don't know if there's gonna be a TV show for that. There's gonna be I think there's gonna be like a Bizarro TV show, which is basically like, no, it's called What If. It's Marvel's What Ifs, basically. So it follows different universes that are filled with Avengers, but it's different realities, right? Like different universes, different dimensions and shit, so it'll be different versions of the superheroes that we know and shit, so they're gonna be what if episodes. So like, what if so-and-so was this or that, or what if fucking Tony Stark was Captain America instead of Iron Man? Like that, some shit like that. Yeah, I don't know, I can't wait for these Marvel movies though that are coming out, because this phase is gonna be pretty fucking sick. There's gonna be like Dark Avengers and shit like that. Yeah. I hope Tony Stark comes back for that one, like fucking Robert Downey Jr. I hope he comes back to play Iron Man in that one. That'll be like fucking 15 years down the road. I'll be 35 by the time that shit comes out, and I'll still be fangirling over it. Robert Downey Jr. is a G. You know what? He made $10 million per movie.
Yeah,
and he did 4 Avengers movies alone. Just those. Just Avengers. He did 4 of them. So that's $40 million plus.
No,
for just the Avengers. What?
Yeah, I said, yeah, he gets paid a lot of money for his acting.
I guarantee he's probably the most paid actor in the Avengers series. Maybe behind...
I'd hate to see what Morgan Freeman gets offered to just do a voiceover, okay?
Probably not 10 million, but probably a decent amount. But
probably fucking close to 10 million. like we can at least guarantee like at least half of that to 7.
Yeah, but like fucking 10 million, bro, per movie. Plus 10 million plus per movie.
Yeah.
That motherfucker is in the billions, I guarantee. No, maybe he's in the hundred millions. He's rich, beyond rich. Motherfucker could stop doing whatever right now and be happy for life. Be very fucking comfortable. He has a windmill house. You know that shit? He has a fucking house that he changed. Sorry, my controller died. But yeah, he owns a windmill, like, kind of place, and it's a house for him. He turned it into a house.
Okay. He doesn't get paid. He doesn't get paid fucking that much. He gets paid usually between 1 and 2 million to be the voice.
Okay, well, it was the Avengers movie that. You're talking about.
Yeah, Morgan Freeman. They actually hire him to do just a voiceover.
Yeah, I was like, I heard that shit for one of them. 10 million, I know it.
Yeah, no, it's Freeman. Yeah, you only get a million to 2.
That's still 2 million for just talking.
Yeah, I know.
Like, that might not be $10 million for a full movie,
but that's just for his voice to appear.
That's just that's just for his voice to be heard.
That's fucking ridiculous.
That's the thing. But it's because he's so fucking old and well known and shit like that. And he's been around in the acting game for so fucking many years.
Yeah, and he's one of the very few that can narrate and do it so fucking well.
Well, it's his voice. That's the thing. His voice is so fucking soothing and just fucking godlike. That's why he plays God all the time.
I know.
If you picture God, it best be fucking Morgan Freeman you're seeing. Because that's who it is. If God's real, that's the only motherfucker I want to see coming down with the halo on his head.
No shit.
Morgan, I don't care. I don't care if no one says he's a black god. No, it's Morgan Freeman. It's Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, that's for sure. Because I mean, even his role in Shawshank Redemption was like amazing. He like narrates that movie and fucking acts in it. For God's sake, he's so good. They gave him a double fucking part in one movie.
But I love how. Here's the thing, to get out of paying that much, I love how, and Seth MacFarlane's allowed to do this. He has someone on his team that does a lot of characters for Family Guy and shit like that, American Dad and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
That in Family Guy, every time you hear a Morgan Freeman voiceover, it's just this guy doing the fucking Morgan Freeman voice. And there's this fucking episode where it's them talking, like there's 3 different people narrating. It's this one, the guy starts off first. And then it's basically them all talking to each other, narrating, and arguing about who gets paid, like why they're getting kicked out and replaced because of payment issues. And so I forget who the first one is, it's a guy, and then it's Kristen Wiig, and she's like, but he was fired because of his outrageous pricing. And then it fucking went to this guy that does Morgan Freeman voices, and it's like, and then you were fired because I can do the Morgan Freeman voice and I don't cost so-and-so. And it's just so fucking funny. Yeah. Because he does it perfect, but it's just, that's his way of getting out of paying that much. But he's allowed to do it. It's just because the guy knows how to do Morgan Freeman's voice down to a fucking T. And so it's just like, well, you're already on my team, might as well fucking, because it's in Ted 2, I'm pretty sure. Mm-hmm. And so is he. Wait. Okay, so this is where it's confusing for me, because Morgan Freeman is genuinely in Ted 2, but there's a Morgan Freeman voiceover in Ted 1, I'm pretty sure. And I don't know if that's actually Morgan Freeman, or if that's the guy that Seth MacFarlane knows, like, because the guy that does it is like one of Seth MacFarlane's best friends, and so fucking he's in a lot of his movies and TV shows, and I forget he's in the fucking Ted 1 movie and Ted 2 too, but so in the first one I don't know if it's genuinely Morgan Freeman or if it's just a guy talking like him, but in the second one it's Morgan Freeman actually in that.
I'm not gonna be surprised if they give Morgan Freeman a role in fucking Spider-Man soon.
Well, no, because Seth MacFarlane is very rich too and very well known for Family Guy.
No, I'm just saying, I'm not gonna be surprised if Morgan Freeman gets a real role in like Spider-Man for something to do. Oh, like the guy's been in Batman, for God's sake.
Well, yeah, but that's because Batman's again been like more established in the movie game.
Spider-Man's getting there.
No, I know it's only a little bit behind, and obviously if they're making 2 more movies with Spider-Man alone that are greenlit already with Tom Holland, so that's 2 more to add to the list. So yeah, it'll catch up. I know they'll surpass him eventually. But I think that's why, because it was earlier in the years, and it was more well known with a lot more high in paying actors, like fucking who played Batman in that movie?
Brandon, Christian Bale.
There you go. That was one of the fucking
the newer Batman.
highest paid actors.
Even in the older ones, Tim Burton hired some good actors, man. He hired Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Val Kilmer played Batman. Like, that was the last good Batman. Like, George Clooney was probably an expensive Batman, but he was like fucking...
It wasn't a very expensive Batman, yes. He has his own fucking lake and shit like that. He lives on... It's called Lake Clooney.
Yeah, but it's like George Clooney was like the worst Batman if you were gonna like fucking Clooney's like the most like he just didn't put like much effort in like
he's more of a James Bond type guy.
Yeah, he wasn't really, like even though like he tried to add that to Bruce Wayne, which it could have worked for like the mysteriousness of like
he is kind of a bachelor. Bruce Wayne is a bachelor and rich, obviously, just like.
And I get where he was coming from, but also Batman and Robin was very rushed, not very well thought of script wise.
That wasn't good. No. There was a few good actors in there, like
yeah, but like script-wise though, it was rushed and not a very Clooney-wise script for Batman. Just a lot, and it was like a fast-written movie. It was like a fast-produced movie at that.
I liked Poison Ivy.
Yeah, like Poison Ivy had a decent role. Like Schwarzenegger was an alright Mr. Freeze. Like his voice worked.
Well, yeah, well you can't really hate on Arnold, but like I don't know. Again, they put too many fucking villains in one movie.
Yeah, that was another sense in that one. They had way too many villains, way too many good people because they had to fuck Batgirl and shit.
Well, they could have just split that all up into different movies, man. They could have had Mr. Freeze team up maybe with the Joker or with the Riddler, at least a lower level fucking villain instead of the Joker. Could have had that, and you could have had Poison Ivy alone or team up with fucking say Catwoman or something shit like that, because that was a movie at one point. And then fucking you could have had Penguin fucking team up with Joker because they're more well known to each other.
Yeah, I mean, well, Riddler and Two-Face kind of work together, but I say
even because he's in that one too.
Yeah, but even Two-Face was more, I find, like a solo guy. Like I don't get why they paired him with the Riddler.
Two-Face, no, I see him as like a lackey kind of. I kind of see him as like a lackey of a Joker, basically. But he looks like the villain that the Joker would hire, just to do some.
Yeah, like I know, like he's not like I wouldn't see him paired with the Riddler though. Him and the Riddler were a very odd patch. And
no, I get maybe that was an odd pairing.
Yeah, I don't know. It worked in Batman Returns. It's one of my favorite movies with Jim Carrey and Tommy Lee Jones portray those two. It's one of my favorites.
Definitely like yeah, Two-Face is definitely, in my opinion, like a lower.
But I mean, like in all fair, if they were to like, you know, if it wasn't Tommy Lee Jones and Jim Carrey doing the pairing, it probably wouldn't have fucking worked as well.
But that's why he was paired in like every single movie. Like every time there was Two-Face, he was paired. In that one, he was paired with fucking Riddler, and the newer one, he was fucking paired with Joker.
Mm-hmm.
And again, what I was literally about to say before I brought that one up, the newer one, was the fact that I was talking about how Joker hires low-level villains to do, because Joker doesn't do fucked up shit for no reason. He does shit. His whole thing is that him and Batman are playing a game, basically. One can't live without the other. Justice can't live without chaos, basically. And so fucking that's his whole mentality, that Batman needs the Joker to feel like he needs to continue fighting, and Joker needs Batman to feel like he needs to prove a point, basically. And so with Joker, he doesn't do fucked up shit that much. He does, but he doesn't do it for no reason, and he doesn't do it to get anything out of it, like money or anything like that. But he'll hire someone to go after Batman and do some fucked up shit or kill a bunch of people while he's actually playing Batman into a fucking game that he usually does, because the Joker's all about fucking games and shit like that. He's a very smart, fucking well thought out planning person. He knows.
But even the way they had like Bane working with Poison Ivy work, like Bane being Poison Ivy's muscle man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that was his muscle man, because Ivy's not a very tough person, so she needs something behind her. But she's also very like, she has powers and shit like that. But
in the way Bane was, in the original Bane was kind of a decent enforcer for her. It really was.
Yeah, well, because Bane you can't really fuck up on. It was a lot of CG afterwards.
Yeah, I mean the newer Bane, I do not like newer Bane. I'm sorry, newer Bane can like.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. But with Bane, it's like there's a mask on him, and after you fucking pump him up with all his shit, it's all CG anyway. So you really don't gotta worry.
Well, I was just saying when it came to the new Bane, they didn't do that. They kind of just threw him.
Yeah, but no, like Two-Face would have been in that movie. Two-Face would have been good with altogether, I think Two-Face would have been good with, like, fucking either Riddler a little bit, but not so much because he's not his best, but, like, maybe Clayface or some shit like that.
I'm confused on how Two-Face did his face get burned in a fire or burned by acid. Which way did it really happen? Well, it goes by two different ways in the movies. So, like, which one's the
Well, in the movie,
well, both movies they carry two different forms because in the original
I'm pretty
it was acid.
sure it was an explosion.
Because in Batman Returns, when they do, oh no, not Returns, but Batman Forever, when they do the original Tommy Lee Jones Two-Face, his face was burned with acid. But in the newer one, his face is burned with fire. I don't know.
Explosion.
What in the comic book form was it actually?
And then,
well, I was going to say in the comic book, which one would it have been?
That's what I'm thinking about. Let me look it up really quick. Where's in the comics? But in the movie, yeah, he got gasoline on his face.
Yeah, there's two different forms to the movie: the original and the newer one. The newer one was gasoline. They had two different portrayations, which kind of confused me because it was like the original had the acid.
Well, that's what I was talking about with like movies and TV shows with comics and stuff. Sometimes they'll pull stuff out of the comic, but they'll piece it together with their own story because they like to do something original. Yeah. When that's not what they should be doing. How did oh my god. No. I never looked up validation, you faggot. How did Two-Face his face get burnt? I never looked. What the? It literally just typed in. I never looked up validation. You faggot. How did Two-Face's face get burnt? Oh my god! In the comics. Unlike the original Two-Face, this version of the character was born deformed with a second face rather than being scarred by fire or acid, and flips 2 coins instead of 1. He is then killed when a machine falls on him. Well, that's fucked. Well, okay, so I'm very confused. 1 second. Unlike the original. Oh, we did. Breath. Maybe this is. I think this is a good one. Looks like it'll explain it.
Wow, Motley Crue's a bunch of fucking weirdos. They all pretty much finished a solo record and then decided they're not going to tour a solo record. They're going to tour as Motley Crue.
What?
All of the members of Motley Crue have virtually finished a solo project with their own band. So like 6 a.m. like pretty much is just finishing up a record. Mick Mars just finished up a solo record. I think Tommy Lee just did the same, and so did Vince Neil, and now they're going to reform Motley Crue and tour as them and say fuck a solo tour.
See, Crisis on Infinite Earths fucks up the whole DC universe, bro. This is what I'm talking about. This is why it's so big. It literally, everyone's suspecting this is it's brought up in this wiki about Harvey, but it basically is about two people, two extraterrestrial, two cosmic beings, the Monitor and the Anti-Monitor. The Monitor is a celestial being that basically monitors the universe, right? And make sure everything's flowing correctly. And the Anti-Monitor was this guy that looks like the Monitor, but got all fucked up when he looked and saw how the universe was created. When he saw the Big Bang and like how it came to be, he went fucking all batshit crazy and shit like this and became the Anti-Monitor. and now he goes around fucking destroying worlds and like Earths and shit like this and universes, and now he's trying to wipe out the whole multiverse. And so the whole goal is to stop him, and everyone thinks that every universe is going to be knocked out besides Earth 1, and so every superhero that we watch on the CW is going to be on Earth 1 now. But this says he has like 8 there are several different backstories that define Harvey Dent between the era before Crisis on Infinite Earths, the era after, and the days following DC's New 52 reboot. In his original introduction, so the very first one, Two-Face's criminal stint was really relatively brief. He isn't given much backstory rather than his career as a young and successful district attorney of Gotham. In his debut issue, he is prosecuting boss Maroni and proves his crime boss is a guilty thanks to Maroni's double-sided coin recovered from the crime scene. Enraged, Maroni throws acid on the left side of Harvey's head, creating Two-Face. When the citizens of Gotham, Harvey's own girlfriend, cower in fear of his new appearance, he is driven insane. He keeps Maroni's coin, scratches one side, and flips to determine his fate as a semi-costume criminal. So the very original debut of him and origin was acid. But then it's just changed back and forth and shit like that between acid, fire, fucking gasoline, a bunch of different shit for several different things. But very original was acid. And then he went batshit crazy when everyone was like, "You ugly."
Indeed he is.
He is, bro. He's fugly as fuck. He looks like half a Deadpool. It was none of zombies.
I was reading everybody argue over fucking Babcock and actually agreeing with me, because 90% of everybody is starting to agree with me. They're like, look, people need to still have play fucking two-way hockey. Obviously Babcock understands that, and he just didn't have the team ready for that because nobody, you know, it's not just his fucking fault, but he lit some fire under Mitch Marner's ass by putting him on the 4th fucking line and making him do that list. Now all of a sudden he plays better. Well, obviously he fucking did something right. He sat there and said, you didn't play well as a fucking rookie. Get your head out of your ass and play hockey.
A lot of hockey players also party and shit like that, man. You gotta think about the fucking Crosby out there. Crosby's out there fucking training every night. Crosby's out there working on his fucking slappies, son. On his fucking wristies, boy. On his deacon, guy.
Yeah, Babcock's actually used to players that actually do shit in the fucking free time. Like fucking practice hockey.
Yeah, bro. You gotta get some Crosbys out there. Some Gretzkys. Some Sundins.
Like if they literally put him back in Detroit, we're fucked. Detroit's gonna start showing back up in the playoffs, and nobody wants that.
You gotta get Ovechkin on the Toronto Maple Leafs, son.
See, he's a fucking goal scorer, but a fucking somebody that'll fucking still drop the gloves and fucking put a fucking hit to you.
There you go. Get him on Toronto.
Ovechkin is a forward we could actually do something with, that Babcock could also do something with. That's the sad part.
Try him on defense, though. Because
yeah, actually, he would be a decent defenseman, but he could be a defenseman that could play mostly forward.
He could be a sniper, too. He could still try and score some goals.
Oh, there's no doubt, like, as long as he's also fast, so if he can get back after he's gotten on a breakaway, if he fucks up his shot, he should probably be able to get back to the other side and be able to fucking still lay somebody out.
Yeah. There you go, Ovechkin. He's a good defender, but here's the thing. It's going to be very hard to get him from the team he's on right now to Toronto.
Yeah, I know.
He's a very high-paid player. Very high-paid player.
Like, pretty much, I think, like, Tavares is going to turn out like Crosby and him end up on the same team for a very long time.
Yeah, Crosby's probably the most paid player right now.
Yeah, and he's been on Pittsburgh since he came out, and, like, you know.
Yeah, but it's because fucking.
And I think Ovechkin's been the same with the Capitals. Brodeur was the same with New Jersey. I think Price has been the same with Montreal.
Isn't he from there? Crosby, isn't he from Pittsburgh?
No,
and that's why he's on that team.
No, he's from Nova Scotia.
True that. What did he just get put on like the fucking minor OHL, whatever the fuck it's called?
I have no idea. I have no idea how the fuck he ended up on the plan. Penguins. I think he should be playing either. In all fairness, if he had to play for a team closer to him, he'd be more Montreal or Ottawa. Technically,
yeah,
I mean, the Leafs would be like a third choice to him, but...
That's what I'm saying. Maybe he played on the Penguins' lower team. That's why I was trying to figure that out.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Unless he got unless they wanted him that bad and they had a scout find him.
That's what I'm saying. Like, because if you play on the Marlies, say, then you're most likely, if you're good enough, you're going to be bumped up to Toronto Maple Leafs. You're not going to go from the fucking Marlies to fucking Ottawa Senators.
Unless you get traded over to fucking the Senators in one foul swoop, too.
You have to be traded. But yeah, then again, you wouldn't be traded to the NHL. You'd be traded to the fucking Senators' lower team.
Well, overall, it's still controlled by Ottawa. Overall, like the Senators' overall head, like staffing, would still control all three leagues. So if they hire you for one league and they already see your stats to bump you up to Senators, then you're going.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Because the coach already has free range to bump me to the Marlies if I don't fucking do well enough as the Leafs backup, but I'm their backup right now.
Yeah, I haven't been fucking bumped down or nothing, bro, since the very beginning of this. I've been stuck in.
No, I mean that can happen really if you don't really play your position proper, more or less.
Obviously, I know that because that's what
I. Like I've had it happen maybe once, but I fixed that problem. I fixed penalties, not really bothering that.
I'm the highest scoring player in the game right now in the league. My team's in first.
Yeah. So I mean, like, yeah, with NHL, yeah, it's not hard to do that kind of shit, but.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I've only been to one fucking hockey game ever, and it was a Marlies game, and it was good. And I've only been at one basketball game, and that was the Toronto Raptors game. Same fucking arena.
See, I've seen the Jays play baseball.
I've seen the Jays too, but I was with like school and shit like that, and I didn't really like basketball. I don't really like fucking baseball too much. It's worse than basketball in my opinion.
And then hockey, my mom tried to get me tickets to go see the fucking Barrie Colts, but like fucking, I'd rather go fucking see the Leafs.
Well, Marlies are good enough for me, man. I'd rather see the Leafs, obviously, but like Marlies good enough for me.
Oh.
I used to go to the fucking Kings game every single fucking week, man. All I used to do. But we never watched hockey.
I had a couple of cousins that played on that team. I don't know if they still do. I have an uncle. Well, my uncle Steven did. He was one of the older guys. And then I have a cousin named Travis, and it was his son, ironically, so they would have the same name on the jersey. They were father and son. Yeah, and then I think I have one other cousin that plays. Ironically, I've got two cousins named Travis on my dad's side of the family. It's fucking annoying. I have one that's about the same age as me, and then the one that plays hockey. Yeah, they both played for the Penetang Kings for a while, because me and my grandma used to go and watch them, because she lives right across from the arena.
Yeah.
And then my girlfriend tried playing fucking Friday the 13th. Of course, I set my settings back to Jason because I had it set to none. So I was getting so many counselor games. And
Friday the 13th now.
No, she was just goofing around on my phone.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, when she was over, she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna play." While I ran up to Kenny's and I came back, and I'm like, "Of course, I play online for like 3 hours, and I was nothing but a counselor." The first game she plays, she's Jason, and I'm like, "For God's sake, they couldn't take it easy on her." The game.
Yeah. What was with inviting me the last 2 days and then fucking nothing?
Oh, I asked if you wanted to play, and then I completely then we passed out, and then we woke up at 3-4 in the fucking morning.
That was 2 days in a row, Travis. The one day you were like, "Hey, you want to play fucking Friday in a little bit?" I was like, "Sure." And then fucking nothing.
Next day, you said the same thing. Like an hour earlier, you were like, "Want to play Friday in a little bit?" I was like, "Fuck, sure." And then
Yeah, we just passed out. Like, we ended up doing them. We got really high and passed out.
Handle your shit, man.
Well, we were handling your shit.
I don't even handle my. I don't even pass out off the fucking shatter.
No, it wasn't also that we were just like fucking. Well, from the fact we also usually stay up late. I was probably catching up on all the times we stay up
till 6 in the morning. Don't even talk to me about late. I stay up from anywhere between 6 and 8. Don't talk to me about late. I literally stay up till the morning. Not even late by the time I go to bed. Most of the time.
I ran up to my dealers and she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna fucking try her out," and then she ended up playing Jason and got like no kills.
Well, yeah.
But as a counselor, she can get like fucking somewhere. Well, kind of. She can find a map. She can find a map and a trap and a weapon.
Well, that's not very difficult there, Travis. It's called click and X. Open up shit. Yeah, like fucking tomorrow or something. Like, here's the thing. If I game share with you while you're downloading the game, I'm not going to be allowed to be on my account, alright?
Yeah, you will be.
No, I won't. Because you can only have one person on the account at the time, and you'll have to be logged in as me.
It will download, even though I've done this a million times.
Okay. I'm just saying, that's why I didn't want... See, I was going to do this with the other guy. I just don't trust him.
No, and I get that. It's like
different. I know where you are.
Well, our mothers have been friends for a very long time. What am I gonna do, sir? Like, we're not gonna change your passwords on you. It's like literally we borrow a few odd games like the other one doesn't have from the other. That's about it. Like, we actually know each other in reality.
That guy's in America. I ain't going there, bro. There's too many issues.
Well, it's not even that. It's also the fact, like, we've known each other for a long time. I'm not gonna really switch your password on you and shit. I'm just gonna go in, borrow a few games I don't know, and play them and have a blast.
Trust me, I fucking forget my password too often, man. I can't even hack myself if I wanted
to. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying about that one, because that's why it was like, man, Red Dead is such a popular game. Most people would be like, yo, game share me that, game share. And I'm like, nah, I'm buying that shit on disc, so I have an excuse.
Still. Like $80, $100 for.
And it's not even for the online because the fucking story mode is so good.
Yeah, well, that's what I've always like. Whenever I saw a post from fucking Rockstar, like they've had one post like so and so many game awards this year because of Rockstar Red Dead 2. I was like, yeah, the fucking story mode. I was like, definitely not, because this was during beta. I was like, definitely not your fucking shit ass online, man. I was like, don't you dare say you won any awards because of this online piece of shit. But no, Netflix made me laugh in the very beginning, because right when they came out with Harry Potter, they put in their fucking bio on Twitter. We're shit because we only have we only have the last 4 Harry Potters. Because everyone was bitching at them that they put the most depressing Harry Potters up on Netflix, but not the first 4.
Yeah, I know.
So they literally put in their bio, yes, we know we're shit because we only have the last 4 Harry Potters. And I just laughed my ass off when I saw that, because I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, and I was really pissed off at them when they said
well, we have all 7 in a box set.
Well, I can always look it up. Like, I've watched Harry Potter online multiple fucking times, every single one. That's not my issue. And I could go on fucking, it's on Amazon Prime now. Like,
so my mother went out and bought those. I don't even need to go out and buy them. Just walk downstairs. Mom, stealing your 7 Harry Potter movies and watch them.
Yeah, mine's just on Amazon, I think. They're all on there, I'm pretty sure, if not.
And then we have the Fantastic Beast and where to find them, too.
Yep. The second one was kind of shit, but I get it. It was a filler. It was like a filler movie. It was, because there's a whole series of them coming out, like 4 or 5 of them, that lead up to the epic battle between Grindelwald and Albus Dumbledore. Their whole fucking fight that was talked about in the Harry Potter franchise, because he talked about whenever Albus Dumbledore was described, he was described as one of the most powerful wizards, well, the most powerful wizard of the age, with that had like a battle that lasted for hours, like a duel that lasted for hours, and that was with Grindelwald. And there's a whole background. I know the whole background. I'm just not gonna explain it to you because you probably don't care. There's a whole background I know about for the whole fucking Harry Potter franchise, and I'm just gonna call it the mythology of it. The whole fucking everything just about Grindelwald, fucking all the wands, fucking everything. It's just I'm bad for that shit. Every single TV show, movie that I fucking enjoy so much, I'll look up every single little detail. Or any game that I love, I'll look up every single little fucking origin, everything like that, to know the whole story.
Well, I mean, like Red Dead just has some odd ones that you're like kind of.
Well, Red Dead is it's a very short game. It's only 2, but I'm saying like God of War and Assassin's Creed and shit like that because it has a whole universe kind of thing. It has a whole mythology and shit.
Well, Red Dead's working on that and a whole bunch of roofy Easter eggs.
Yeah, I get it, but God of War is kind of just like it's real life. God of War and shit like that's a whole mythology thing, so they pieced it, like same with Avengers, it's all fake, but it's based in real life kind of thing. It's just most of it's fake. Like all the powers and shit like that, but that's what makes it entertaining. And so like you have to think of with Assassin's Creed and all that, I've just always looked up at like the storylines of it all to piece it all together because YouTubers always piece it all together for you in chronological order. And so I'll watch videos like that, the whole Assassin's Creed story or origin or whatever, all that shit. Yeah, I'm bad for that. I'm like that. When it comes to trophies, you're like I am with fucking origin stories.
Yeah.
You go deep in the fucking trophies, and I just go deep in fucking mythology.
There's me and my goofy. Like the shit I have literally accomplished while playing zombies. Most people would be like, "Yo, I don't give a fuck about trying to do that dumb challenge shit in zombies." And here I am doing like the craziest things in zombies. Like, let's feed a dog from 3 different areas and like fucking do it. Like what? Like fucking up, but that's one of the that's not like when I got that trophy that replaced going everywhere really fast, and I held that trophy in its spot for which is taking all the teleporters in 5, 7, like 10 times. So virtually go around the teleporter and you got to take them like 7 or 10 times in like 10 seconds or some dumb shit, and I just happened to do it. Okay, and that was my top trophy forever until I got throw a dog a bone. Because nobody feeds the dog from 3 different locations.
Well, obviously some people do.
Some people did just get the 1% there. We're still sitting at 1% on the trophy.
Those are what we call trophy hunters there, Travis. People that like to do 100% things even though they get nothing out of it.
Well, I mean, I don't do that for like every.
I
like
get it.
some of the games I play, yes. Some of the ones I'm not even doing. Like I'm not going really for. Like Red Dead, yes. COD, no. I like zombies. Maybe I'll go for every trophy. It depends if I can. I'll try. If I don't do it, then oh well, I don't do it. But like Easter egg wise, definitely getting every Easter egg eventually.
It's just self-satisfaction that trophy hunters look for.
I don't get the satisfaction of like doing good online. Like, it just proves like I'm a senseless loser. I mean, zombies.
Well, no, I'm just saying once you finish it, you're so satisfied with yourself. So it's self-satisfaction that you're getting from it because you see that you've put in so much time and effort. But in most of our opinion, it's like, but you don't get anything, man. It's nothing.
No, I mean, like, yeah, for zombies, it just takes the course of learning the steps for the Easter eggs for me now, but I do like learning the whole backstory and the newer endings to the stories and what we're trying to reverse and shit from the originals. Yeah, I got into the whole origin story kind of zombies to complete the Easter eggs to like that.
Yeah.
But I don't. It's not like I spend like hours online, and I only use zombies really to tear up. And unless my cousin goes, "Okay, we're doing an Easter egg," which usually only takes us an hour and a half, and then we're on to another Easter egg, which only takes us an hour and a half. So we clear like 2 Easter eggs in one day, and we only have 3 left, and one's gonna cost a whole day worth of playing. And we have yet to figure out how we're gonna make it to around 150 in classified. We don't know how to do that yet. That's the only way to end classified to get the Easter egg.
Before I need to get.
But I mean, you don't get a trophy for that one. You get a cutscene. The trophy you get is for getting the ice gun for free. Yeah. The Cold War remedy. All that is if you can acquire the fucking you know what I'm talking about.
What? No, I don't. I don't play zombies.
It was in Black Ops 1. It was like a fucking freeze gun. The Winter's Howl.
Well, again, I didn't do too many Easter eggs.
Well, you can get it out of the box, or you can get it for free now, and if you get it for free, you get a trophy for it. That's technically the Easter egg trophy for that map, or you can get the real Easter egg ending, which is making it to 150, which takes a long time to do.
We always went after the Zeus cannon.
Yeah, like, there was that, and then there was fucking, now it's like Ray Gun Mark II shit like that, and I go for fucking,
Yeah, well,
I don't play
Ray Gun
Classified a
too,
lot, so... I play like Alpha Omega, I've done the Easter egg for, but they have special ray gun Mark IIs that are weird. One like recharges ammo, so you don't even need it to buy ammo, it just constantly recharges.
There was only two major weapons that you used in Black Ops 1, that was the Zeus cannon or Thunder gun, whatever you want to call it, and ray gun.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say this is more of a wonder weapon for the map, it's a buildable wonder weapon. I'd say for this for the new Nuketown map. It's
yes, because weapons are more complicated nowadays. Like there's a lot more weapons, major weapons in the more.
And then they brought back the original ray gun Mark II because I guess that was in a high demand to return.
Well, that was in Black Ops 2, yeah. When you pack a punch, it was Mark II.
No, that was still the regular ray gun. They brought out a whole 3-round burst ray gun.
It was no, it was changed. The title changed.
It was like the Porter ray gun something. It was like Porter's ray gun, but there was like a whole new variation of the ray gun that shot 3 rounds that came in buried.
Whatever, that's still Mark II, because that's what that's what logic is. If you make a second of something, then that's the Mark II of it. So if that's the second ray gun,
they made like a variation of it that comes like there's still the single round one, and then you can get a different weird variation if you don't have the single round first one already.
You get fucking Tony Stark's
like
Iron Man suits for fucking that shit.
And then you get like fucking 3-round burst fucking shot with it.
Yeah. I don't know. I consider Black Ops 2's ray gun Mark II because that was the second ray gun and it changed in that game, so it was Mark II.
Yeah, there's a different one that came with buried.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if you look at that, and then look at Iron Man's like suits, every single different one. Like in the first movie, literally he says Mark II, and it's the second suit. So if that's the second gun, it's fucking Mark II. I don't care if it's called that or not. It's a Mark II.
But no, I figure if I get to level 113, by the next time my girlfriend comes over, maybe she'll have an easier time playing Jason.
Maybe, but you gotta remember, Travis, everyone has their own playing style, especially on this game.
Yeah, but everyone that's I already know the weapon selections for her do not help for being stuck with one weapon. Half those weapons she can't adjust to, so if I at least make everything a machete or a pig splitter where she has an even chance to get through shit, she can learn the rest of the foundations that she has a problem with.
That's pretty much everything. Because you gotta learn how to port and everything like that at the right time, when to stop if you're using shift and shit like that, when to stop.
Oh, she's alright at using some of that. She's not okay with grabbing people.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta learn how to fucking shift up on people and grab them. You gotta learn to place traps in very good spots and know when to detect them and which one it is.
And you see, that's where she doesn't know really how, because most of them are limited to traps, right? So I think part 2 would be the best one for her to really play with the most, with a heavier weapon, so he can actually break down a door.
Well, it's not a heavier weapon. With that, like when you change it, yeah.
Yeah, that's why. Like I think once I get to 113 and I'm able to switch it to like a machete or the pig splitter, where it's not going to be a fucking pickaxe, and that's going to be part 4 Jason's weapon. Actually, I'm switching that one right to part 4.
72 hits to break down a fucking door.
Yeah, I want to take 3 hits to break down the door, not 70 fucking 2.
I love how you can break down a fucking thin door in one hit with the pickaxe, but if it's a little bit thicker, cut from a different tree, no, it takes 40 different hits. Like,
unless you use part 4 Jason, then you get through it 3.
Yeah, and so I don't get it, because part 2 literally goes through a thin door and like fucking one
Yeah,
shot,
I've seen most of them once they hit level 113, man, the pickaxe usually goes to part 4, and part 2 usually gets a machete or a fucking pig splitter. He gets like the biggest weapon where it's like 3 hits and he's through the door. You're like, fuck me.
Yeah, people are gonna hate me when I pick up part 2 fucking with a different weapon. Because he's my main, he's always been my main.
Yeah, that's where I'm going too, man. Once I hit level 113, part 2 with a different weapon. Oh, you still use part 4, but it'll be a pickaxe.
Yeah. I've just never switched Jason's ever since I started this game. I've always liked that one. In the beginning, it was because, he's a fucking potato head. That's what I call him. I call him potato bag head, like potato head Jason, because he has a fucking potato sack on his forehead. So that's
well,
why
every one of them are getting new weapons, but I think part 8 and part 8 and part 4 are going to be pretty much the interchangeables. The rest of them are just getting flat out machetes.
Yeah.
Because that's traditionally what Jason's style, but I do eventually want a PhD in murder. So if I actually interchange it with part 4 most of the time, I'll be able to fucking run plus slaughter people with all weapons.
You gonna hop on?
Yes, once I'm finished with my zombies. So I'm going after a camo quick.
Sure.
Yeah. And we've been sitting here yip-yakking and looking shit up, and you know, if I die, I gotta restart this bullshit, and it won't count towards 15 straight rounds. You get a chance to die and look shit up, that's fine. That's a part of your game. Zombies, there's like no fun in dying. I hate that. It's like, there's no reward in dying. At least in Friday, if you die, it's like time to smoke a bong, time to answer your texts, look at your phone, do shit, grab a drink.
Yeah, see, I always say I was born in the wrong time era because I literally don't use my phone for texting or anything like that. Even when I hung out with a lot of people, I never text. I never used Facebook. I fucking found it stupid. People complain too much on Facebook. I post a status on Facebook once in a fucking blue moon, and it's literally the simplest things. It's not me saying, oh my gosh, my day was so shit because my boss did this, my mom did this, my sister did this. It's like, who the fuck gives a shit?
Yup.
Like, no one
I don't
gives
really
a
fucking have my say unless it's in a group about, like, you know, the Leafs or fucking my band groups, whatever.
Well, yeah, I get that. Like, if
my
you're
fan
talking
groups,
about
but other than that, like, when I'm
posting.
posting shit on my wall, it's mainly a meme.
Yeah, I'm just saying, in general, Facebook is how to go and post statuses to complain about their fucking day.
Complaining about my fucking life all over Facebook. That shit don't need
And
to be
that's
there. You can get my sense of humor. You don't like my sense of humor, or you're not gonna like how I live my life. So,
when my conscience tells me I may be
you
destined
know,
for
like, I hear, like, all the time, oh, you shouldn't be posting pictures of your dope plants because you don't Facebook. God, it's my Facebook,
I don't
not
even do
yours.
that. I go on Messenger a little bit. Well, you shouldn't do that because in the case of you ever getting an actual job, like if you do ever get a job, they're not gonna like the fact that you have weed and shit like that when they go look at your
Well, I
background.
was only on when it was legal.
No, I get that. It's still, yeah, I get that, but still, jobs wouldn't like their, even if it's illegal, they would not like their people promoting.
The deed is done. A prize to be claimed.
Considered bad, or still is considered bad by a lot of people, because there's still people in Canada, no matter if it's legal or not, that find it fucking bad. Which are, they're retarded in general, but. See, those are the people that are just too lazy to go on the internet and actually fucking look something up that does, like, with people that, comparing this to conspiracy theories and stuff like that, people that believe in conspiracy theories and only their side of it will look up things that basically, correct them, so things that will make them look right, or they look at the other side. And so when it comes to this, no one's actually looking up the other end of it to actually fucking see what is on the other side of the fence. There's just information that confirms what they think.
Where are you, priest? You who have unleashed this evil! You are a soulless coward, devoid of reason and empathy. You
I don't know, maybe
are
we'll learn something. Like, I don't know everything. I don't know half the shit. I just know a decent amount of facts that I can actually put that into a fucking folder.
Yeah, no, I get where you're.
And be like, hey, this is not bad. Yeah, that's what I can do with my information. I can look through it and be like, this isn't bad.
You could not look
This tells
worse.
me this is not bad. It tells me that it can help a lot of people in a lot of pain. I don't know why people don't like this. That's what I come to that conclusion. But those people that just hate it so much, they refuse to fucking pick up any information that actually says any good things about weed because they're just like, oh no, these are just hotheads that like weed. Obviously they're gonna write good things about it. It's like, no, these are fucking scientists that fucking take pot into labs and study it. and tell you what it actually. Don't read a fucking pot magazine to fucking find out your shit. Go on fucking the internet and look up actual fucking reports from scientists and fucking schools and fucking a bunch of different governments and shit like that about weed.
Maybe look up why Willie Nelson's so sick and not dead yet.
Symbols in the fire. Can anyone see? I saw them.
Yeah, exactly.
Smoking. Even though he does smoke one. He doesn't really smoke. He has a like oriental pipe.
Hopefully this
That's the weird thing. The two people that are like the pioneers of weed don't really smoke weed that much anymore.
This sacred tree must be respected. Mother's wrath is a terrible thing.
He was more the comedy.
However much it may be.
And he has his own bong brand.
I hear your scream. They join a choir of others.
The champion of Danu is slain.
No, Tommy Tom always smoked weed. Like a lot of it. Yeah, you're talking about Cheech.
Cheech, yes.
Yeah, Cheech has his own bong brand.
A contender calls the champion
And it was like a really popular bong brand. Cheech. But now Tommy Tom has his own. He had a bong brand and then he got arrested for it. And then, like, it wasn't even his, it was his son's. But he wasn't gonna let his son go to jail. So he took the rep and fucking, because he said his name on it. He was like, yeah, it's mine. It's mine. Yeah. And he did the jail time. He got released and it became legal and then he was able to sell them again. And now he has his own weed line called Chong's Choice. Which is all his strains of weed and shit like that. Yeah. He's still smoking, just not like as much. I think he's more into like he's kind of like me. Well, like he's more extreme to the point where he's really fucking like religious about weed and he smokes it for fucking the spiritual aspects of it and shit like that and the fucking like the effects that it has on your body and mind.
Keep your filthy clothes off me.
I think he's a very spiritual person. Like he believes in all that spiritual shit. Which I'm not slandering it, but